past this produce stand every day for the last several weeks on my workout. I'm gonna stop and get some peaches. Peaches is what I want.
They're on to something. Yeah, they're on to something. I need to stop hanging on.
The year is 2017. I'm fairly certain that lady has a cell phone, but she said all they accept are cash, check, or promises. I don't have any of those. Just had an interesting thought, more like an observation. There's a story in the Bible. I can't remember exactly specifically, but somebody walks up to Jesus, and I think the person's blind. And if you're familiar with the Bible at all, Jesus healed a lot of people, and so the sick would come in droves. Fairly common thing for someone sick to come to him wanting to be healed. And the person comes up, and I'm pretty sure he was blind. And Jesus asks him, "What do you want?" What do you want? It's such an interesting question. On the surface, it seems really obvious. You're watching my videos probably because you want to make better music. And that's true, but I think a couple things happen when you really ask, what do I want? First of all, you get at what do you really want? Yes, we want to make great music, but why? Probably because there's something deeper, maybe a feeling that we want to have that comes from having made great music, or the connection that happens when you make great music with other musicians and then you connect with those musicians. You also connect with your fans as you release that music and they have an experience with it. That's fairly obvious. What I find interesting is what happens when you really let yourself ask, what do I want? It does one of two things. First, you may find out that you already have what you want, and it causes you to realize that and be thankful. You can always be moving towards something in the future that you want as well, but chances are you've got a lot of things that you wished you had 20 years ago. Whether it's you're a way better musician now than you were, you've got way better equipment than when you started, things like that. So number one, it can give you a dose of actual reality and cause you to be thankful. Secondly, it can be a spotlight. So what do I want? This is what I want. Now, follow-up question, is what I'm doing consistent with what I want? In other words, am I doing things that are moving me towards the thing that I want? For me, that's where it gets interesting, because I'm pretty clear about some things that I want, but I'm also very easily distracted. Squirrel! And can get off course quickly. This week is kind of an off-course week where I've been kind of just meandering, so I want to kind of rein it back in and get focused on some things that I know I want to do and trying to get my actions to match that. Okay, I need to go get ready, get unsweaty, and ready for the day so I can have a good, productive day. Time for some time travel. Ready? Ta-da! Okay, let's get to work. Are y'all cash only?
No, we take cards.
Yes. It was meant to be. Found my peaches.
So what can I get you? Sorry.
I just want some, I just want a bag.
Okay, perfect.
Y'all are awesome.
Thank you very much.
I need to find a ceiling. I need to be content.
Here's a new game that Lila likes. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Towel. My, oh my, how the turntables have turned. What seemed like moments after shooting that video where I was talking about what do you want, are your decisions matching up with what you want? Moments after, Pam comes home. And we're talking about work, because she does a lot of work for Home Studio Corner. She handles pretty much all the customer service, customer support stuff, which is such a blessing and a help. Which means she's more intimately involved in the business and understands it a lot better than she did before she was helping. Super great. As you can imagine, running a business can be fairly lonely when you're the only one. How do I say this? We had a conversation. Basically, the mini argument where you boil it all down, she was asking me about some stuff that I've been meaning to do, different things for the business, new things to start into. And essentially, she was calling me on not following through on stuff I said I was going to follow through on. Needless to say, I don't love being confronted. I don't love being held accountable. And to be completely fair and honest, I didn't handle it super well. Turned into a bit of a fight. But she's totally right. Without getting into all the specifics, there are things that I've said I want to happen in my business. There are things, specific things and more big picture things that I want to do. And I've had these moments of inspiration of kind of having some clarity about what this is going to look like over the next year. And I've laid out some milestones and different pieces to that bigger puzzle that need to happen. And we both get really excited about it. And then the momentum drops. And next thing I know, it's been a month or 2 or 3 or 4 since we had the excitement around this thing, and I haven't really done much about it. So why am I telling you this? Because I never want to come across as if I have it all together and I have it all figured out. Here's the secret. Everything I'm saying to you in these videos, when I go on a rant about making good use of your time, or a rant about get it right at the source, or a rant about stop making excuses, or a rant about just finish it and move on, I'm telling you that because I need to hear it. I saw this the other day. Hang on. Okay, I can't even find it. It was somewhere in my Nimbit store where I sell my music. They have a homepage that I don't use, but I remember filling out the little bio there, and I saw it the other day when I was logged in. And it was something simple like, I write songs so that I can hear myself singing the truth back to myself. Now, if you can get over how crazy, narcissistic, and self-absorbed that sounds, it gets at something pretty interesting. I regularly will hear a song that I've written, or I'll have it stuck in my head, and something that I wrote will remind me of whatever I was thinking as I wrote that song, and it'll help me remember, because we're forgetful creatures, right? You may come to me, let's say you come hang out with me and we talk about all this stuff, and you're all on board, you get it, you're fired up. Well, a month later, you probably have forgotten some of it. Not forgotten, but have stopped remembering some of the key components. Maybe you get back into old habits that, you know, you're not doing what you said you were going to do because you got back into the old habit. For me, a big reason why I write songs, and also why I do like videos like this, is maybe in a year from now, I'll come back and watch this video and it'll remind me, and it'll get me out of another little weird, you know, tangent that I've gone on, and help me to remember and to focus on what is important and what I really want. So what came of all this, you ask? Well, I got my butt down here and I'm knocking out a bunch of videos for this intro to recording course, which you should check out, so that I can get it finished and move on to other things, including making some music. I haven't made music in like a week and a half, and I need to figure out how to do that as well. I actually sat down and wrote a verse chorus to a new song that I think will be really cool, but that's beside the point. I gotta get back to work now. See ya. I think it's safe to say the studio is a disaster, but that's okay. It's quitting time. I gotta go.